What is up, my friends? Welcome to Flippin' Bats, the first episode of the new week, which means we'll have a new, fully updated power rankings at the end of this show, but a lot to talk about from over the weekend as well. One, the Chicago Cubs. Cubs are playing great baseball. A lot to discuss with them, though. They're good. Justin Steele, arguably their best starter, him and Shohei, but Justin Steele out for the year with elbow surgery. So tough situation for the Cubs. Playing really good, not in a great division, losing one of your best pitchers, if not your best pitcher. Rotation needs help, but playing really well. So we're going to talk about them. Going to talk about the NL West. Is it a foregone conclusion that the Los Angeles Dodgers win the National League West? Yes or no? There's some great teams right now in that division. If you haven't heard, Giants are good. Giants are good, baby. We'll talk about that and some other teams in that division as well. Top 5 hitters in all of baseball so far this year. Top of the list might not be so surprising, but 2 through 5 might be a little bit surprising. We'll talk about the top 5 hitters. We talk a lot about teams, everything happening around the game, but haven't specifically talked top hitters in the game of baseball. So we'll do top 5 hitters today and then top 5 pitchers in another episode, either later in the week or next week. So let's get to it. Let's talk Chicago Cubs. The Cubs are legit. The Cubbies are back, baby. They just won a weekend series in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. They are 11-7 and 2 games up in the NL Central as we currently speak. They've won 4 straight series. Those series are against the Sacramento A's, the San Diego Padres, good team, Texas Rangers, good team, Los Angeles Dodgers, good team. Cubs have won all of those series. Now, this past series, you head into Los Angeles. Team's starting to play a little bit better, but obviously quite the test going on the road to Los Angeles to play arguably the best team in the game of baseball on paper. And the pitching matchups don't exactly line up in your favor. This is how the series lined up. Matthew Boyd versus Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Ben Brown versus Roki Sasaki. Colin Rea versus Tyler Glasnow. The Dodgers' 3 best pitchers right now against the Cubs. Cubs are just doing what they got to do. The Cubs are just trying to get some arms out there throwing good baseball. So Dodgers' 3 best starters against your, I guess, number 2 now, but largely back into the rotation guys. And guess what? Cubs won the series, outscored the Dodgers 20-5 in the series. The bullpen allowed 1 run the entire series. So now all of a sudden this Cubs team sitting 11-7, leading the division. PCA's coming out party was Sunday night with 2 homers and a triple in that game. Kyle Tucker's been one of the best players in all of baseball. Seiya Suzuki's been great. Michael Busch hitting .315 with an OPS around 1,000. Dansby hasn't started hitting at all yet. Your expected number 1 catcher on the year has been good, and Miguel Amaya. Your backup catcher has been one of the best catchers in baseball, hitting .417 with an OPS of 1.6, and is the first Cubs player to hit for the cycle since Mark Grace in 1993. So this offense, I mean, is rolling right now. Kyle Tucker has been one of the best players in baseball, will continue to be, probably going to be in MVP conversations come the end of the year. But there's room for like optimism as well. Dansby's going to hit better than 188. I promise you that. PCA has seemingly just started figuring it out. Took going back home to Los Angeles to hit 2 homers and a triple. That swag started coming back. So once he figured it out last year, it was off and running from there. Now maybe this is the game that will get him off and running to what I thought he would be and could be this year. By the way, just turned down an extension worth $75 million, said no, betting on himself, then Sunday night does this. Absolutely love that out of him. Shota Imanaga has been very good and will be very good. Matthew Boyd has been really good so far. I don't think he's going to have all year long a sub-2 ERA. But he's been really good so far. Ben Brown, great in his last start against the Dodgers, but this team desperately needs starting pitching help. Justin Steele officially announced that he is out for the remainder of the year with his elbow injury, gonna need surgery, done for the year. Massive, massive blow. This Cubs team already needed help in their rotation. If you look at a rotation of Shota Imanaga, Justin Steele, and then Matthew Boyd, Ben Brown, Jamison Tyon, Colin Rea, needed help. Now you lose Justin Steele, one of the better pitchers in the game of baseball. You have Shota Imanaga and then need help desperately. So what do you do? This rotation, you're sitting here with a rotation that you can say, okay, can we win the NL Central with this rotation? And that answer is probably yes, you can. Reds are playing better baseball, but can you win the division with this rotation? Sure. But are you good enough to do anything if you happen to win a weak division with this rotation? No, you're not. So what do you do? What do you go get? I mean, the rumor, the talks are like, okay, Sandy Alcantara, you are a Chicago Cub. But what does that look like? He's a great pitcher. He's an ace of a staff kind of guy when healthy. He's seemingly back and healthy. How do you go about that? Well, that's not an easy answer. Like, all of your prospects are either in AAA or rookie ball, essentially. So do you trade some of your big AAA prospects? Then a question becomes PCA. Okay, you're in a desperate situation. PCA is P. Crow Armstrong is seemingly, hopefully, turning it around, but he just turned down your extension, right? Okay, we're trying to extend our guy. Give me a break. Cheapo offer. Okay, but he says no. He bets on himself, if you will, but really just believes he's better than what the Cubs were offering him in his extension. And I agree with him wholeheartedly. So does the organization say, okay, here's our guy. We couldn't get him extended now. Do you flip him around for some of the game's best pitchers? I don't know, but I don't think that answer's yes, but it's a question to have. Do you now, after he says no to an extension, flip him around in a trade when you are in desperation of starting pitching? Again, to me, that answer is no, but it's a question on the table. What prospects do you trade? Do you extend Kyle Tucker? There's been talks that they're in talks of an extension, but do you extend Kyle Tucker? I'm presenting these questions because the overwhelming obvious thing here is that you cannot do nothing if you're the Chicago Cubs. You are playing really good baseball. It is painfully obvious that pitching is needed. And that the reason you're in this position is because Kyle Tucker has been one of the best players in all of baseball and you just traded him. Who'd you trade to get him? Well, one, Hayden Wisniewski is now a pitcher in the Astros rotation, and you could use him right about now. So the painfully obvious statement here is that the Chicago Cubs are good. The Chicago Cubs are back. The Chicago Cubs are in desperate need of pitching. So don't do nothing. And don't wait until the trade deadline. It's obvious. Are you just going to sit around right now and let the other teams in the NL Central think they have a chance? Or can you say, okay, we are thriving right now. Let's put the pedal to the metal. We know come the trade deadline, we're going to be in the mix in the NL Central at minimum. And we know what our need is going to be. Our need is going to be starting pitching. So why wait around? Also, why wait? If Sandy Alcantara is a guy that you want, why not look in the mirror and say, okay, he didn't have a good year last year. His stuff's looking better this year. Why wait until the deadline when he's all of a sudden like, oh man, this guy's back to being Cy Young Sandy Alcantara? Maybe we should have gotten him earlier. Because if that's the case, he's going to cost you a boatload more because a bunch of teams are going to be at play. You are the Chicago Cubs. Don't cry cheap to me. Absolutely not. This team is in a big market, one of the wealthiest families in baseball. Don't cry cheap. Realize you have an issue right now. The issue is starting pitching, and go get it right now when it's cheaper than it's going to be in 3 months. Probably. I mean, I get that if, the Marlins aren't going to be good in 3 months. They're not good now. Just realize what's happening right in front of you and go get what needs to be done. And extend Kyle Tucker. There's so many things happening for this team. But what I really wanted to say here is the Cubs are good. The Cubs are back. Now it's kind of forcing the hand. Well, it's not forcing the hand. It should be forcing the hand of the front office to say, okay, we can't sit here and do nothing. We are the Chicago Cubs. We are finally playing like the Chicago Cubs, and we have issues that need to be addressed. First and foremost, pitching. Second is Kyle Tucker. Let's go get pitching. Let's extend Kyle Tucker. Let's bring baseball back to the north side and the fan base like they've known forever and been missing out on for the last couple of years. That's what needs to happen. But some questions that need to be answered. The Cubs are playing great baseball right now. They're leading the NL Central. The offense is firing and I think has room to get better. Shohei Imanaga has been great. Matthew Boyd. The pitching has been good. Ben Brown on over the weekend against the Dodgers looked like an ace of a staff kind of guy. But is he? I mean, I know they believe in him, but is he that guy? So many question marks in the rotation. And really, the question marks I think we most likely know the answers to. And those are that this rotation of Boyd, Brown, Tyon, and Rhea isn't good enough. It's not good enough, and it needs to be addressed. But the Cubs are playing good baseball, and they did dominate. Outscored the Dodgers 20-5 on that weekend series, 16-0 in one ball game. Handed the Dodgers their worst franchise loss at home in history. Cubs are back, playing good baseball. Speaking of the Dodgers, let's talk about the NL West. Is the National League West a foregone conclusion that the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to win this division running away? Los Angeles Dodgers made history by becoming the first defending champion to start the season 8-0. It's never been done before. And then we were having talks of, okay, wow, this team, we knew they were really good. We were having conversations of best rotation ever, best offense ever. All of a sudden, they're 8-0. The conversation quickly shifts to, is this the best team ever? Are they going to break the Seattle Mariners 0-1 record of 116 wins? Well, since all of that, they've gone 3-6 since their 8-0 start. 3-6 in series against the Philadelphia Phillies, Washington Nationals, they lost that series, and then the Chicago Cubs. They've lost 3 straight series. But this conversation is less about how the Dodgers aren't a great team, because the Dodgers are a great team. And this is more about how there's other great teams in their own division. So is it like, okay, let's see who wins every other division, but pencil the Dodgers in as the NL West champion? Because you have the San Diego Padres. Best record in baseball. Great offense, right? Right. But their pitching has been fantastic. Second team in MLB history to throw 6 or more shutouts in their team's first 16 games, joining only the 1966 Cleveland Indians. Over their weekend series against the Colorado Rockies, they shut out the Rockies in every single game of the 3-game series. There's been 34 such instances since 1901 of shutting out every game of a series. Last time was Cleveland over Kansas City in 2017. It's the first time the Padres have ever done this. Friday, Nick Pivetta, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 10 punch-outs in that game. Bullpen shuts it down. Saturday, Kyle Hart, 6 innings pitched. Bullpen shuts it down. Sunday, Michael King, complete game shutout. 31 strikeouts on the weekend series to 3 walks. Shutout, shutout, shutout. So all of a sudden, this starting rotation also looks really good. Talked about that early in the series. Okay, look, Dylan Cease, going to be great. Also, like, if Nick Pivetta is going to be this good, like, maybe they do have more depth in the rotation than you think with Dylan Cease, Michael King, and then some good depth. Well, wait a second. Michael King has been fantastic. Nick Pivetta and Randy Vasquez throwing really well. Dylan Cease has not pitched well yet at all. Guess what? He's going to. I promise you. He's not going to have a 7.6+ ERA this season. I promise you that's not going to happen. Yu Darvish, back to throwing, threw a flat ground over the weekend. Will start ramping up. He's due back probably mid to late May is my guess. So all of a sudden, this team with everyone knows a great offense. Okay, this rotation's really good as well. Okay, this bullpen's great. So all of a sudden, great bullpen, great rotation, great offense. Offense, you have Fernando Tatis hitting 351 with 4 homers. You have Jackson Merrill hitting 378 with 3 homers. Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, both hitting over 300. Xander Bogaerts looks healthy. Remember that big deal he signed with the Padres? Leaves the Red Sox, goes to the Padres, big deal. Hasn't really been fantastic there yet. Hasn't lived up to the hype of the contract. All of a sudden, it looks he's healthy. He wasn't healthy last year. Wrist injury. Played through it. Now he's back, healthy, swiping 4 bags already, hitting over 300 as a shortstop. This offense is great. You add Gavin Sheets in the offseason. He's been really good. You add Jason Hayward. He has not been really good. Why is he playing over Gavin Sheets ever? I don't know. But all of a sudden, this offense, without Jake Cronenworth right now, without Jackson Merrill right now, who's, on the 10, they're both on the 10-day IL. Merrill will be back before Cronenworth. But without some key guys, they're still the best team in baseball right now. Best record in baseball with Jackson Merrill out, Cronenworth out, Darvish out, Musgrove out, all of these guys. And all you look at this team, and where's the weakness? I mean, I guess you could say their weakness is depth in the rotation, but that depth in the rotation is doing historic stuff right now. And I don't think this Nick Pivetta situation is a flash in the pan. I think he's actually good. I think his advanced analytics have been much better than his actual numbers over the last couple of years. I think he's going to be really good. Kyle Hart coming over from KBO. Fantastic numbers over there. Can he be good back over here? Was over the weekend. So this Padres team is great. If you were to say right now, if you were to tell me right now, the San Diego Padres go on to win the National League West, I would say, yeah, you know what? Great team. I'm a little shocked the Dodgers didn't win it, but it's not this crazy thought to say the Padres win the division. The San Francisco Giants. Guess what? Giants are good. Been saying it all year long. Been saying it since spring training. I went on the Giants pregame show the other day, and they had Giants are good in the background. They had a million of my tweets. Did I know I've tweeted Giants are good 1,000 times since the beginning of the year? No. Did it become glaringly obvious when they put all of the tweets up on screen? Yes, I've tweeted it a lot, but it's true. And the conversation becomes, okay, who have they played? Well, guess what? They go into New York to play the Yankees. They win 2 of 3. The San Francisco Giants won their first series in New York against the Yankees ever. Ever. Now, interleague play obviously hasn't been a thing for that long, but I mean, a good bit of time over the course of history. And then you really haven't been playing every team every year since last year. So now every team plays everybody every year. So have the San Francisco Giants played that many series in New York against the Yankees? No, but they have played a decent amount of time, and it's never happened. San Francisco Giants have never beat the New York Yankees in New York in a series ever. Now that's happened. Jung-Ho Lee, fantastic. Wilmer Flores, fantastic. Elio Ramos, great. Logan Webb at the top of the rotation. Robbie Reyes looked good. Justin in his last start looked great. Spare me the details of the box score. He looked fantastic. Punched out 9 guys. Had one really, really unlucky inning. I know I'm his brother. I'm a homer. Sure, say whatever you want to say. Justin's last start, he looked great. One really unlucky inning. Had a ball hit in front of the plate that bounced over the first baseman. Had a bunch of not hard hit balls, swinging bunts, CNI singles. Really unlucky in the 3rd inning. Shut out every other inning. Nasty. 9 punch outs. Looked great. Bullpen, fantastic. Rogers, Birdsong, Walker. The Giants are good. The Arizona Diamondbacks, good baseball team, playing better. 2 wins in a row as I speak right now. Won both series on the week. Great baseball team, right? Hadn't started off great, but they're a great baseball team. Corbin Burns at the top of the rotation. Corbin Burns and Zach Gallen at the top of the rotation. Eduardo Rodriguez. It's a very good rotation. Offense really good. Corbin Carroll's back. MVP CC is killing it right now. So my whole point here is let's pump the brakes a little when it comes to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's cut out the conversations of, is this the greatest team ever? Is this team going to break the all-time wins record? Let's pump the brakes on those conversations. All of a sudden, this team looks human, right? Blake Snell gets hurt. The rotations, Yamamoto's great. Could win the Cy Young Award this year. Yamamoto's great. Roki Sasaki, I think is going to be great, but as we speak right now, he's come over and he hasn't been the best pitcher in the world. You know, he's not punching out that many guys per game. He's not throwing 102 miles an hour. I'm a little concerned about his arm. I mean, a few years ago before his injury in NPB, he was averaging 100-mile-an-hour fastball, throwing 102, 103 miles an hour. That's not really the case anymore. He still throws really hard with nasty stuff, but it's a little bit different. Do I have arm concerns? Sure. Is that what I meant to talk about here? No. It's just that all of a sudden, this rotation is looking human. This offense certainly has looked human. Nothing super crazy. They lost the series on the road to the Washington Nationals. So all of a sudden, this team looks human, and the other teams in the division look great. So I'm here to say the NL West is not a foregone conclusion. The San Diego Padres could win the NL West. The San Francisco Giants could win the NL West. The Arizona Diamondbacks could win the NL West. The Dodgers are great. They are a fantastic baseball team. But let's pump the brakes. This team is not playing like the greatest team ever. They are not going to break the all-time wins record. They are vulnerable, and let's not pencil them in to win the NL West. They have some competition in this division, and there's some really, really good teams here. Right now, three of the best teams in baseball, Padres, Giants, Dodgers, all sit in the same division. Will the Dodgers be one of the best teams in baseball at the end of the year? Yes. Will the Padres be? Yes. Can the Padres win the division? Yes. Not a foregone conclusion that the Dodgers win this division. All right. I'm excited about this. All year long, it's very early in the season, but we talk about teams, right? Teams and players doing well on those teams and what teams are playing well. I'm excited to do this. Top 5 hitters in the game of baseball. And some of these names are going to surprise you, but I'm going to go 5 through 1 in my top 5 hitters so far to start the Major League Baseball season. At number 5, we're going to start with New York Mets first baseman Pete Alonso. Pete finally, at the buzzer, signs his deal to stay with the Mets. Not the deal he wanted, not the deal he expected, not the deal that I think at the beginning of the offseason anyone was expecting Pete Alonso to sign. But all of a sudden, we start hearing markets closed on Pete Alonso. There is no market for Pete Alonso. What's going to happen? Well, he's just going to fall back into the Mets' hands. Well, he did. And by the way, I said this all offseason. The Mets don't really want Pete Alonso. The Mets needed Pete for this offense to be as good as I thought they could be. It wasn't a question of like, man, Pete would be a great addition. It's this team needs Pete Alonso to hit behind Juan Soto. Now, all of a sudden, top 5 hitters in the game of baseball, Pete Alonso's here at number 5, hitting .321 on the year with 4 homers, 18 RBIs, and an OPS of 1.091 to start the season. Fantastic protection for Juan Soto in that lineup. People are starting to talk Soto and Alonso greater than Soto and Judge. Not really. Talks aren't deep. Not a lot of talks there. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, top 5 hitters in the game of baseball to start the year. Kyle Tucker of the now Chicago Cubs. King Tuck hitting .324 on the year with 5 homers, 18 RBIs, a 1090 OPS. I mean, look, come into the year, this guy's going to be in MVP conversations. He's a perennial MVP candidate. Unfortunately, last year with the Houston Astros was injured for a large chunk of it after fouling a ball off his shin. We were told bone bruise. Guess what? Wasn't a bone bruise. Lied to by the Astros. Regardless, doesn't matter. He's with the Chicago Cubs now, and he's absolutely killing it. And so are the Cubs. Kyle Tucker, big reason the Cubs are where they are right now, hitting .324, 5 home runs so far to start the year. Number 3, Jung-Hoo Lee with the San Francisco Giants, baby. Grandson of the Wind is his nickname. Hitting .352 with 3 homers, 11 RBIs, 3 bags, and an 1130 OPS. Listen up. Jung-Hoo Lee comes over to Major League Baseball last year, injury, torn labrum, out, misses a chunk of time. We don't really get to see what he possibly, there was a lot of hype. We don't really know what he could be, what he was going to be. Unfortunate injury. All of a sudden, he comes back. He's healthy. We all know, okay, yeah, he's a high average guy, plays a great center field. That's all true. What he did over the weekend in New York was phenomenal. Two homers in a game. In that a homer to in game one of the series and cold weather, not a great day to hit in my opinion. Homers in that game, two homers later in the series. Now all of a sudden he's up to three homers. He's hitting over 350. Average will be there. The dude rakes. Oh, okay. He's got some pop too. An 1130 OPS. So, yeah, that's a big reason this team is really good. You need him with this Giants team. You need him to be able to hit in the middle of the lineup, and you need some pop out of him. And that's what you're getting right now. You're getting a high average with some power guy. All of a sudden, it completely changes the dynamic of the San Francisco Giants offense. He's been fantastic. A lot of fun to watch, too. Watching him play center field is a lot of fun. Watching him hit is fun with his leg kick. It's just a lot of fun watching him play baseball. Right now, he's hitting in the smack dab in the middle of the Giants' really good lineup. Fun to watch him. He's at number 3. Let's move on to number 2. I am the driver of the fan wagon. If you remember, if you were a listener in 2023, you know all about this. MVP CC, baby. Corbin Carroll, Corbin Barrels, MVP CC, whatever you want to call him. All I know is the sophomore slump is over. It was over towards the end of last year, by the way. He started figuring it out, but there was a bit of a sophomore slump. 2023, all-star, stud, burst onto the scene, one of the best players in baseball. Now he's back. He's hitting 333 with 5 homers, and he has an OPS of 1.123. Corbin Carroll is back to being a superstar in this league. He's back to being an all-star player in this league. He's back to hitting for power. He's just back. That's all I have to say. MVP CC is back. He's a number 2 hitter in all of baseball right now. Let's move on to number 1, rounding out this list so far to start the Major League Baseball season. The top hitter in the game of baseball, no surprise, is Aaron Judge. Listen to these numbers. He's hitting 357 with 6 home runs, 20 RBIs, and an OPS of 1.228. It's insane. It is absolutely insane what we are seeing right now. With the state of baseball, with the state of pitching, with guys throwing 100 and 103 miles an hour, with sliders moving 3 feet and sinkers moving a foot and a half. The fact that Aaron Judge is basically hitting like the current day Barry Bonds as a right-handed hitter is just something that I don't want to gloss over. As much as I talk about Shohei and what he's doing and how I think Shohei Ohtani is the greatest player in baseball history, I think Aaron Judge is the best right-handed hitter that we've seen. And man, I mean, the prime years of Miguel Cabrera, when he year in and year out was putting up those numbers, man, it's hard to argue with that. But I mean, I honestly going to start thinking about it. It just came to my mind. Best right-handed hitter since when? I'm going to come up with a list. It'll be another list. Best right-handed hitters in the last 2 decades, and we'll see where Aaron Judge ranks. But it's insane what he is doing right now. Some of the best offensive numbers. We are in the midst of the best offensive stretch. If you go back to his record-breaking home run year, then last year, then this year, we're talking one of the great stretches of all time for a hitter. That's what we're watching right now with Aaron Judge. Take advantage, watch it. Don't take advantage of this. 357, 6 homers, a 1.22 OPS for Aaron Judge so far this year. Don't take it for granted, is what I meant. That's the word I was looking for. Pete Alonso at number 5. Kyle Tucker at number 4. Jung-Hoo Lee at number 3. Corbin Carroll, MVP CC. Corbin Barrels at number 2. And Aaron Judge rounds out this list of top 5 hitters in the game of baseball so far this year. Let's wrap up with power rankings. We're going to go through 10 through 1, new power rankings. A lot of movement. We're going to start at number 10 with the Arizona Diamondbacks, new to the list this week. They were not in it last week. They were earlier in the year. But they're now 9-7. They beat the Brewers in the weekend series, beat the O's earlier in the week. They're on, won 2 games in a row. Really good team. So I did put them back in the power rankings at number 10. At number 9, the New York Yankees, down 2 spots. I do still have them in the power rankings, but they're holding on by a thread. They lost both series this week to the Giants and the Tigers, not playing good baseball right now. But I do think if we're going to have a power rankings of the top 10 teams in baseball, I still think, as of right now, the Yankees belong in that top 10. But I do have them at 9. Next week, they could be out of here. At number 8, down 4 spots, tied for the biggest drop of the week. The Texas Rangers are at number 8, swept by the Seattle Mariners, lost 2 of 3 to the Chicago Cubs. They were up in the top 5 of baseball, but playing not good baseball right now. Lost 5 of 6 games on the week, so I did slide them down a good bit. I do still have them in the power rankings. Look, this isn't power rankings from the week. It's to this point in the season. Where are the Texas Rangers? I still think they're a good baseball team. I still think highest ceiling in the AL West. Potential, I'll say highest ceiling in the American League. But just so many question marks, and those question marks are why I didn't have them winning the AL West. I had the Astros winning the West, who are now playing a little better as well. But down 4 spots to number 8, the Texas Rangers. Up to number 7, up 3 spots to number 7, the Detroit Tigers. Beat the Yankees in a series, won 7 of their last 10 games. They're 9-3 since that opening series sweep at the Los Angeles Dodgers. They beat the Twins in the weekend series. They beat the New York Yankees this week as well. Tigers are playing really good baseball right now. They're a lot of fun to watch. They're doing things differently than a lot of teams in this power rankings, but they are up to number 7, up 3 spots for a good week. Big series against the Yankees at home, beat them. And then a big series against the Twins, a competitor in the AL Central, beat them as well. Tigers up to number 7, baby. Gritty Tigers. At number 6, also tied for the biggest drop of the week. The Los Angeles Dodgers, down 4 more spots. From number 2 to number 6, they got their doors blown off by the Chicago Cubs at home, outscored 20-5 in that series. They're 3-6 since their 8-0 start. Lost a series to the Philadelphia Phillies. Lost a series to the Washington Nationals. Lost a series, blown out in a series at home by the Chicago Cubs. I got to keep sliding them down. Is this team going to finish the year at number 6? Probably not. But do they belong here right now? Yes. Great start, really bad since that great start. So slid them down again to number 6. At number 5, also tied for the biggest drop. 3 teams tied for the biggest drop. Philadelphia Phillies lost both series on the week to the Atlanta Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals. So I dropped them down 4 spots. I had them in number 1. They are not deserving of that number 1 spot right now, and the teams ahead of them are playing much better. Drop them down 4. At number 4, up 4 spots, is the Chicago Cubs. The biggest mover up on the week is the Chicago Cubs. Dominated the Los Angeles Dodgers in LA. Won 4 straight series against the A's, the Padres good team, the Rangers good team, the Dodgers good team. They've been playing really good competition, and they are winning their division. They're beating everybody they play. 4 straight series wins. Cubs, deserving of a top 5 spot, deserving of being ahead of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they are deserving of being the biggest mover up on the week. Here it's a number 4. At number 3, I'm going New York Mets. They're 10-5, first place in the NL East. Swept the Toronto Blue Jays last week, which is a big reason they moved up as high as they were. And then they won both series this week against Miami and the A's. Not great competition, but they're on a winning streak. They're 10-5, winning the NL East, good division. Swept Toronto, who's the leader in the AL East as we currently speak. So playing good baseball. Competition is what it is. Blue Jays are probably the best team they've played in a good bit, but then handled business on the week. So I moved them up 3 spots because the Phillies aren't deserving of it. Dodgers aren't deserving of it. Mets here at number 3. At number 2, up 3 spots, the San Francisco Giants. The number 2 team in the game of baseball, the San Francisco Giants. Listen to me. Listen to me close. Say it with me, folks. The Giants are good. Huge series win on the road in New York against the Yankees. First time the San Francisco Giants have ever beat the Yankees on the road in their franchise history. Big series win there. Huge. Beating everybody they play. Second best record in baseball. Look, everybody's doing their part. Logan Webb is an ace of a staff kind of guy. When he doesn't pitch well, the offense is doing their part. Jung-Hoo Lee, one of the best hitters in baseball. Wilmer Flores has been one of the best hitters in baseball. Elliot Ramos, stud. Willy Adames hasn't even gotten going yet. Their big offensive acquisition hasn't even hit very well yet. Yet this team has been fantastic. The Giants are good. Spare me the conversation of, well, what's the competition? They went on the road to New York against the Yankees. Terrible weather on the weekend. Cold, rainy. Offense showed up. Offense showed out. This team is legit. The San Francisco Giants are good. They're here at number 2. At number 1, up 2 spots on the week. The best team in baseball right now. First place in the NL West. Best record in baseball at 13-3. They've won 4 games in a row. It is the San Diego Padres. Padres are really good. Shutout over the weekend series. Rotation with the depth there has been great. That was a big question mark, rotation and the depth. Those questions have been answered. Bullpen is elite. Offense has been fantastic. Right now, very clearly, in my opinion, the best team in baseball is the San Diego Padres. So that leaves some great teams in the NL West. Padres and Giants, 1 and 2. If you were to tell me at the beginning of the year that a month into the year or a few weeks into the year, there would be 2 teams from the NL West, number 1 and number 2, in the power rankings, I'd say, okay, Dodgers and probably Padres. Well, guess what? It's the Padres and it's the Giants, and the Dodgers are a good bit down the list. 4 of the 5 NL West teams are in the power rankings. The best of the best being the San Diego Padres here at number 1, best record in baseball as well. So those are this week's power rankings. We go D-backs, Yankees, Rangers, Tigers, Dodgers. Top 5, Phillies, Cubs, Mets, Giants, Padres to round it out. Fun show this week. A lot to talk about. Again, if you don't know this, John Smoltz comes on the show every single week. He's the last episode before this one. He will be the next episode as well. John Smoltz, the Hall of Famer, legendary pitcher, on the show every single week. It's a really fun episode, about 15 to 20 minutes every week, just talking baseball with him, talking everything that's happening. So if you haven't listened to the last one, go listen to it. He talks about his favorite Augusta story, playing Augusta with Tiger Woods. We talked about the Braves and their slow start. Talked about the Dodgers. It was a fun conversation for sure with John Smoltz last week, and it will be the next show as well. So please make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening. It does really help if you hit that subscribe, follow button, hit that subscribe, follow button. Leave a 5-star review. That helps as well, just so you're ready for the next episode. Also, you can watch every episode we do as well on our YouTube channel, Flippin' Bats Pod. There, you can watch every episode. You can leave a comment. You can like the video. Make sure you subscribe there, but comment. Leave a comment right now. I always hop in the comments and talk to you guys and just have a conversation there. Let me know what you think about the episode, and voice your. If you disagree with something, let me know and we'll talk about it. We're on all social media as well, at Flippin' Bats Pod everywhere. So baseball's off and running, my friends. Baseball's been a lot of fun so far to start the year. These power rankings don't look like we all thought they would look at the beginning of the year, but here we are. It's a lot of fun. Next episode, John Smoltz, Hall of Famer, will be coming up in a couple of days. Stay on the lookout for that. But this has been a fun one, my friends. The Cubbies are back. Cubs are good. Giants are good. Fun show. Until next time, my friends, remember, find your bat and flip it.